Good morning, everybody. I'm still getting this adjusted. I'm making sure the volume is up all the way. Um, Hello to everyone. I'm so sorry. It's been a week since you've heard from me, actually, over a week. So there's a lot that I need to get discussed in a little bit of time because I'm not going to be sitting up in this chair all 1 hour of the live. I'm trying to keep this under 30 minutes if possible. So I am going to jump on the live on my tablet so that I can monitor the chat that way. Anyway, as usual, this live is being sponsored by Nomad Internet. The hotspot is over there and it is broadcasting us live with no issues. I have been watching tons and tons of Hulu and Netflix on that thing since this week, since the accident. So trust me, I have put it through its paces more than I can even begin to explain to you and have no issues with it. So if you're looking for hotspot mobile internet, mobily or in your home, in your little more rural area, definitely check out Nomad Internet. The link should be down below along with coupon code Crystal Vanner 25. So I'm going to go back in the chat on my tablet and see who's saying what. Good morning to everyone that jumped on. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you to all my channel partners for dealing with not getting any of the things that you pay for. But I'm hoping this week to get back to our normal, regular routine. Mental Health Monday is this Monday, completely snuck up on me. So you might not get an early access to that. I'm going to try and shoot it after this video if I can. If not, I won't be shooting it until tomorrow, which means you probably won't get an early access to it, but for a few hours. So once I give you that few hours early access, everyone else gets it at midnight on Monday morning. What else? Because I will probably also do a Tuesday Q&A. Normally I don't do a Mental Health Monday that week and a Tuesday Q&A, but since we didn't get one last week, I'll probably go ahead and try and film a Tuesday Q&A this weekend as well. We'll see how I feel. And then, yeah, we'll just see. So one of the biggest questions at hand for this week that I've been getting emails about and Facebook Messenger questions about and Instagram message questions about is the event still on? Even though I've been posting that the event is still on. The event is still on, but it's up to you. If I can get 25 more tickets sold by Wednesday, then the event will still be on. I need those tickets sold in order to have the event. Don't know how or what vehicle I'll be in, but I will be there. I could possibly be tent camping at that point. Doesn't matter. If those tickets are sold, we get them out there, then yes, the event will still happen. That's the only way I have to cancel is the lack of ticket sales. And it seems like after the accident, the ticket sales stopped because people thought automatically that the event would be canceled. It is not going to be canceled unless those tickets don't get sold. So 25 more tickets by Wednesday and we're good to go. If you've already bought a ticket and I don't get those 25 tickets by Wednesday, I'll just issue a refund. So that's one of the big questions. Remember, if you are putting your questions up in the chat live, to do so in all caps and put an emoji beforehand. Please don't use emojis if you're not asking a question because it draws my attention away from possibly a question. Thank you to all the well wishes through email. If I didn't respond to your email, just know I probably saw it. There was a lot of emails checking on me, seeing how I'm doing. So I appreciate those. I just haven't sat down and responded to each and every one individually. But I do appreciate everyone looking in at the videos that you've been looking at, the playlist, the old ones. I see the comments here and there. Thank you for emailing to check on me. Thank you for Facebook messaging me to check on me, Instagram messaging to check on me. I am not sure how I'm doing 100%. I think psychologically, I'm way less good than physically. Damn it, I didn't bring tissues over here. So I found out last night, that Taurus will be totaled out. I am going to be contacting a lawyer. Well, a lawyer has contacted me basically. So I'm going to be working with a lawyer. Let's just put it that way. I have not been treated well by this insurance company, by the other driver's insurance company. It was her fault. And I haven't gotten a rental. And the only hotel rooms have been paid for not by the insurance company. I take that back. They reimbursed one night at a hotel. And where I am now is not being paid for by the insurance company because they deemed my vehicle, until they made their final decision, drivable and livable, and that basically I needed to just make that happen. So, yeah. Anyway, I found out last night that it's totaled. Anyway, I think it's more emotional and psychological stuff that I'm dealing with. Physically, I am sore, but that's to be expected. I don't know if you saw the pictures that I posted on the video that I posted last week after the accident. If you're looking at the back of Taurus, again, he's old and he's a tank, so he definitely saved my life probably, because had I been in something probably smaller or newer, that would have not been pretty. So she hit me in the rear and my bumper is still there. I took her bumper off. Taurus took her bumper off, and I think that's mainly because of the hitch. Thank you, Mr. R, for putting the hitch on, because that probably saved me as well. So my hitch, I think, played a good part in me. The old vehicle, the solid, metal bumper, and the hitch all played a good part in me not coming out with more injuries than I came out with. So thank goodness for old cars. Lori's asking about my insurance. I don't have full coverage. My car is old. I don't have full coverage. I just cover whoever I hit. So I don't have full coverage on my vehicle. I'm thinking probably the next vehicle I get, I will definitely get full coverage, because that way my insurance company will take care of me, and then they can battle it out with the other insurance company. Anywho, it wasn't my fault. The accident wasn't my fault. There's really nothing my insurance company can do if I only have liability. It only covers if it's my fault. It was not. Anyway, I'm dealing with this other person's insurance company. It is not a big insurance company. At least I've never heard of it. It's Grange or something. So, anyway. So, yeah. But the shock wave of the impact went all the way down the driver's side. If you stand on the back corner of Taurus, stand right at the back corner on the driver's side, you can see the side metal going in and out like a wave. Like the shock wave went all the way down the driver's side. Now, the passenger side looks perfectly fine. Nothing's messed up on it. It look like, if you look at it from the passenger side, you would never know that there's an issue. But if you look at the driver's side, the metal just goes in and out. Like it just buckled. The impact and shock just buckled. And my sink is on that side. And the metal of the IKEA sink just twisted and bent. So that's might not be salvageable, but I wasn't able to take the whole component out to look at it and maybe get someone to retwist it for me. I didn't do all that. I just cleaned up as best as I could, because they weren't going to pay for a hotel room, and I was like, I guess I'm going to be having to sleep in this van at some point. Now, the accident happened in Georgia. I was going to see a friend. I stayed with that friend for 10 days. So that was supposed to be a 2-day visit that turned into a 10-day visit. And I thank him very much for letting me stay, because that wasn't necessarily something that he had to do. But I appreciate him taking care of me, running me around to one rental car company and another rental car company, trying to get a car through the insurance company. And just so you guys know, if you have an out-of-state driver's license, most places will require you to have a credit card in your name for the little $50 deposit, especially enterprise. So this is what enterprise policy is. If you have an out of state license, you must have a credit card in your name to put a $50 deposit on, even if the insurance company is paying for the rental, which is why I couldn't get a rental because I don't have a credit card. So that was ridiculous. Then we tried to get a car through Hertz, who doesn't have that policy. And for some reason, Hertz, when the insurance company put in the system how they were supposed to put in the system, it shows as a self-pay that I'm going to pay out of pocket and be reimbursed by the insurance company. And it was just a big jumble of issues with getting a rental car. None of it to do with me. So that's why I didn't get any kind of a rental. And I also feel like more could have been done to get me a rental, but you know, it is what it is because there are other rental car companies. But yeah. So Taurus is totaled. I don't know what that means. I don't know what my next steps are. Again, I'm in the beginning talks with the lawyer, so I'm gonna let them duke it out and handle it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna worry about getting better. I need to see a doctor, probably a chiropractor. My joint condition has been further exacerbated by the whiplash, mostly in the neck and the shoulder area. I can't sleep on my left side at all anymore, and I'm a side sleeper. So sleeping has not been happening very much. It's a lot of tossing and turning. I'm just going to check the chat and see what I missed. Thank you to all the moderators being on here. I appreciate you guys. Okay, I don't think I missed any actual questions. It looks like it's just conversation. So if I did miss yours, go ahead and please put it up there. Again, just put it in all caps. Definitely. Anyway, my love has put me in a hotel for this week because I cannot be in the van right now. I wish you guys could see my bed. The bed base, the legs of it broke. Like, you know, they didn't, I don't know how to describe it. So, you know, my bed is a platform across the back, and then it has legs. Well, those legs, I guess, bent up under. Luckily, the platform mostly is in the windows. So it probably wouldn't, I mean, it is shifting now. Like I can hear it clunk, 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 clunking around while driving. That's another thing. I've only had small little fender benders. I've really never had, well, I had one be my fault. One was deemed my fault, but it really wasn't my fault, but it was deemed my fault because of where I hit the person. Kind of like on their back corner, but it was really their fault. But there was no witness to the accident, so. But most fender benders have not been my fault. And it's been like literally little, I've always had pretty much older cars. So literally just a scrape on my car or what have you. So I've never ever like gone and got my car fixed. Nothing's ever been total. So this is like the worst accident I've ever had. And this is definitely an eye opener for how this whole process works or can work, and how shitty insurance companies are when it comes to doing what they need to do. So the biggest thing for me has been driving. Like I am legit panicking when driving. And I'm overthinking every move I make while driving, especially like little local is not so bad, like just, you know, up the street and to the store and back. But highway, getting on a highway, it's like my heart is racing, like I'm having a little bit of a panic attack, which this has happened to me before when it comes to driving. I had an injury when I was in the school system that had nothing to do with driving, but I couldn't drive for almost 6 months when I had that injury because every time I got behind the wheel to drive, I had a panic attack where I had to pull over. So my son had to drive me for a long time because I was having panic attacks. And I think for some reason, I'm having that same issue now. Like I'm getting sweaty palms just thinking about it. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to drive anywhere. And the driving I have done since then has literally been sweat pouring from my armpits, hands, like I've been gripping the steering wheel. I think that's why my thumb has been hurting. So I've been gripping, like white knuckling the steering wheel. And the left thumb was hurting for a while. Now the right thumb is hurting. So I think it's because I'm just gripping the steering wheel way too much. So, because normally I don't hold the steering wheel that tight, but I think it's just the highway is making me like tense up and my whole body gets tense. So I think it's more, I'm dealing more psychologically with stuff than I am physically, if that makes sense. The psychological is making the physical worse, if that makes sense. Because I'm tensing my body up, that's making my neck and shoulder hurt while I drive. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, I guess somebody out there will understand. Somebody saying go to the ER so the issues can be documented. I do need to go to a doctor. Definitely. I'm probably going to need some kind of maybe PT, maybe I don't really want to go to a chiropractor. I probably should go to a chiropractor and get some kind of assessment done. That's probably what I should do, is get an assessment done at a chiropractor. And then I would rather do physical therapy than chiropractic though. Chiropractic. How do you say that? I don't know. I just don't feel like chiropractors really fix you. I don't know why it is. I feel like anyone I've ever known to go to a chiropractor has never stopped going because they're never ever fixed. I wouldn't mind getting an assessment done just so they can tell me what they think is going on. But then if I can do it with physical therapy exercises that I can do on my own, that would be better for me, I think. I don't want to be going to a chiropractor for the next 5 years. Ugh. Or more. I just feel like, yeah. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on chiropractors. Joseph said chiropractors are scams. Yeah, I feel like everyone I've ever known has gone to them for 5+ years. And I'm like, well, how is that being fixed? How is that fixing your problem if you have to continue to go there? Oh, well, you have to go get realigned. So you're never ever in alignment? There's no exercises you can do on your own to keep yourself in aligned? So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, oh, Marvelous Howler saying get an assessment from both. So a chiropractor and a physical therapist. I guess I could do that. I guess that makes sense. Get one from each. That makes sense. Someone wants to know what state am I in now? Right now I'm in Virginia. So I spent 10 days, 10 or 11 days, I'm not sure, 10 or 11 days in Georgia because I thought I was going to be getting a rental. I thought that the assessment with my van would be done and I would have an answer. So I stayed in Georgia trying to, because again, never had this situation before, so I didn't know how long this process was going to take, and now it's going to take even longer. So that happened. Stayed in Georgia. Got the van looked at. The friend I was staying with got the van looked at the Firestone shop to see if it was okay to get me to North Carolina because I just wasn't feeling real safe about driving it without someone having some knowledge to look it over. And I want to give a big shout out to I hope I'm saying his name right. Well, I'm just gonna say Mr. W. Mr. W, who's a Vanner Fanner family member in Georgia. He actually came out and looked at it for me. And I'm not saying that I had it looked at again. Because I didn't trust your assessment, Mr. W. That wasn't the case. I just felt like getting it up on a rack and lifted up so that they could look better at the frame would have made more sense than trying to drive from Georgia to North Carolina based on what we or what you could see. So I appreciate Mr. W coming out. He came out, he looked at it for me. He actually changed the back left um light bulb was blown from the accident, so he gave me another light bulb. He happened to have one that fit. Put that in so I wouldn't be, out there with no lights, get pulled over for that. And the back left light had a small hole in it, about that big, where it cracked and the piece of plastic came off. So he took me over to the auto parts store and we got that red reflective tape to put on it because it was the red part. Because you can get pulled over for having that white light bulb shining through. So he made sure all my brake lights were working. He made sure my signal lights were working. He looked at as much of the damage because that one, like I said, on that driver's side where that panel that whole side went in and out, in and out. The wheel well of that left wheel is kind of crunched up too. So we wanted to make sure nothing was rubbing that tire when it came to driving, because that wouldn't be safe. And from what he looked at and was able to see based on not being able to lift up the vehicle, he said he thought it was good to go to drive. We actually took it on a short drive too, and he thought it was good to go. But the friend I was staying with has a Firestone nearby that they use. So we went there. They were actually able to pick it up and put it on the rack and look it over. And they were like, yeah, you can take it to North Carolina, but don't do much more driving than that. So no, this is not one of my shirts. This is a shirt from someone else that I was supporting. If you want to see what it says, I can stand up. I do have pants on. But it says, I am who I am. Your approval isn't needed. But there are new Crystal Vanner t-shirts in the Teespring store if you would like to get one. And if you are coming to the event, again, for those just joining, I need 25 more tickets sold by Wednesday in order to keep the event ongoing. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cancel it. So, just saying. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, Marvelous Howler is saying, I figured you're in a state of confusion right now. I am. Jody says, for the future, make sure you are aware of no fault states just because of full coverage versus liability insurance. Okay. D Jones is saying, what do you need from us? What will help you most during this time? Right now I just need patience. I need patience because I'm still trying to figure some stuff out. Like now that my vehicle is totaled, I'm going to have to empty it out. I'm going to have to put everything in storage. There's a process. I gotta wait to get whatever money is coming my way. Then I've got to find another vehicle. So it's just going to require patience on you guys' part. I don't know how that process works. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know when I have to turn over the van. I might be without a vehicle for a while. They may say, look, we're going to pay you this much and we need the van in 3 days we're having a, wrecker come and get it in 3 days. So, I'm going to be scrambling. So videos may be sporadic during this time. They may be unedited and just kind of raw because I don't have time to do it. It just depends. They may be quite short videos. I'm going to try and keep you updated of the process and what's going on as I can. A lot of that might happen mostly on social media and not so much on videos. You might actually get some more live videos because it's just easier for me to jump on live, say what I got to say and get the heck off. So you might actually get more live videos than pre-recorded videos. Any events other than my event that I had planned on going to, I'm probably not going to go. I had a lot of traveling in the month of November. And I think that I'm going to have to just call it all a wash at this point. I just can't see myself doing all that driving. Um, I just can't. Even if I rent a car, I just can't see myself doing all that driving. So other than my event, I still want to have it because I still want to meet some of you, especially those that I know already bought tickets. I still want to meet some of you. I still want to, I mean, Miss V has done so much background work trying to make this a fun event. She's helped me so much. She's bought some really cool bingo prizes for the bingo game. Like, I just can't thank you enough, Miss V. Thank you so much. I know you hate being called out and put on blast and being the center of attention, but it is going to be what it's going to be. She has probably, her nerves are probably just as wrecked as mine because she's been so upset about this whole situation. So, anywho, I just need you guys to be patient. I need you to keep watching videos. I know that many of you have watched all the videos. I know there's a good chunk of you that have watched every single video I've put on this platform at least one time. And I appreciate that. So if you're someone who's never seen all the videos, I just appreciate you going back and watching the ones you've never seen. That just helps me. It really, just that little bit helps. Being patient and just watching videos that you haven't watched before helps me a lot. And I really, really appreciate it because I think I'm at or above 1,000 videos total. So I appreciate that. That's really a big help. Thank you for asking that question. Marvelous Howler says Virginia Beach here, available to help any way I can. That's funny because I'm close to Virginia Beach. That's a good question, Valerie. Valerie's asking, will you still be able to do the book project? So I was supposed to submit my photos. I wrote up my my writing portion of the book project. I already wrote that up. And I think it's a really good write-up. I stayed within the amount of words that I was supposed to stay in. I had to edit it down to do that. So I think it's a really good write-up. I think it's a good overall look at van life in general for me, without focusing on one particular aspect. But I don't know if they'll be able to use, remember I took pictures of my van for a online interview I did about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I had, cleaned it out really well, and everything was all in its place. And I had taken those pictures for that publication. I don't know, those pictures are not very high quality. I don't know how well they're going to translate into a book, but I could probably submit those and just ask them if those would be good enough. Because honestly, that's all I have as far as the interior pictures of it in its best condition. So I'm going to submit those and ask them, are those good enough? Now I have until the end of November. So if I by chance have another vehicle by then and able to get it, set up in some sort of way, then there's that. Now I've been offered by Mama Willow. I know some of you have been around here for a while, know who Mama Willow is. If you don't know who Mama Willow is, use the YouTube search feature to type in Crystal Vanner Mama Willow, and so a couple of videos with her name in the title and description should pop up. But Mama Willow is probably the first subscriber I met when I got on the road back in 2017. I had said something about really wanting to be in a hot tub or a hot bath or something. And she reached out to me and said, hey, you're going out to Arizona. You're going to come through Missouri. I'm in Missouri and we have a hot tub. Do you want to come spend a couple days here? And I'll ride out to Arizona with you. We can caravan. I was like, sure. So I went out to her daughter's where she was staying, had a great time with them, ended up staying like a week. And then she and I caravanned. You guys know there was a really, really, really scary situation that happened with Mama Willow where I'm thanking God that I was with her, because if she were alone, she may have not made it and ended up going to the hospital for this situation. That video is, I'll try and go back later and link it in the, what do you call it? The little card thing at one of the tops here. But so Mama Willow has upgraded to a bigger rig, and I'm so happy for her. She deserves it. And she has offered to give me um her rig if I want it. It's in Arizona, and that is a possibility for me. Finding something out here on the East Coast is a possibility for me. Or going back to sticks and bricks is a possibility for me. I haven't made a decision one way or another yet. I just don't know what I want to do because right now I just can't think straight. So, other than trying to have my event, that's as far as my brain is able to think right now. Marvelous Howler, no, she did not have a heart procedure. So, I don't know. Maybe that's somebody else you're thinking of in somebody else's video, but no, it had nothing to do with her heart. Living Relax says, where are you going to stay this winter? I'm thinking of where you can stay, my family and friends that could help you. I really appreciate that. I have no clue what anything looks like past my event, because I'm sure now that I'm getting a lawyer involved, this process is going to take longer. Clearly, I can't keep staying in hotels because who has that kind of money? But yeah. So Gigi's asking, hi Gigi. Gigi's Vanescape. If you guys haven't subscribed to Gigi's channel, go ahead and do so. She's a new African-American part-time vandal. I don't think you're full-time yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. But very beautiful lady, beautiful van. Go ahead and subscribe and check out her travels. Anyway, she's asking, doesn't totaling the vehicle mean that the insurance company pays the value versus repair costs? Basically, shouldn't you still be able to keep your vehicle? So, from what I understand is I can buy it back from the insurance company, but it's going to have a salvage title, and it's hard to insure a vehicle with a salvage title. And the repairs would still need to be done, and I wouldn't have the money to do that, possibly, maybe, I don't know. So there's that. Yeah. It's a lot that I don't understand. So maybe somebody else understands. Maybe somebody else has been through that and can better answer that question. I don't know. Alpo says, Crystal, Vanna, come stay with me. I got your back. No, sir. I don't think my boyfriend would appreciate that. I appreciate you offering, but yeah, I'm probably not going to do that, but I appreciate you offering. That would probably not work well for my relationship. Yeah. Marvelous Howler. Yeah, I can tell that already, that once it's total, it never drives the same way. I can tell already that he's not driving the same way, even though most of all my damage is pretty much in the back. Even my driver door doesn't close the same because that shock went down that whole driver's side. So even my driver door doesn't close all the way. Like, you have to really slam it for it to close all the way. So that just shockwave went down that whole entire side. So yeah, it's not going to ever drive the same way. The hitch, I need to get that hitch taken off because the hitch got pushed down and it is scraping on everything, whereas it used to just scrape on a couple things. Now it scrapes on even going over speed bumps. It's scraping. It didn't do that before because it got pushed down. Again, that's part of the reason that I didn't have more damage in the rear. But yeah, it's crazy. It would be fine if it was just a vehicle. Also, with them totaling it, they're going to give me probably just what the van is worth. They're not taking into account that I don't have a home. So it's like, I mean, even though it wasn't registered as an RV, I showed her all my before pictures. I showed her my after pictures because the independent person they sent out, adjuster, to take pictures wasn't even going to take interior pictures. And I think he took like 2 or 3. So I sent her my after pictures. I sent her my before pictures that I'd taken for the online publication, and I took after pictures as best I can because I couldn't really get all the way in the van. So what happened is, you guys know I have those two like attic spaces, I call them, the two upper storage areas that, because it's a conversion van, it had those cabinets in the back and it had that cabinet with the TV and VCR in the front. Well, all that was taken down and I was using that as storage. So the front one, I have a tension bar in front of each of those attic areas, and that prevents stuff from falling. Well, that front tension bar, because the wave went down the side, that front tension bar, I guess in the buckling of the metal, popped off. And so everything in that front attic came flying out. Everything in the dash area, because I have a storage little component on the doghouse that I had little small Dollar Tree baskets in, like four of them with little, pens and paper and little, gum and that kind of stuff that you keep in a glove box, I guess. So all that came flying forward. Everything in the kitchen area that was up on the shelf came flying off, even though those things were secured. But the impact caused that security system to just go null and void. Because I have slammed on brakes before and none of that stuff has shifted, but it was the impact that caused everything to come flying. So everything on the top shelf in the kitchen area came flying off, and those were all in individual little baskets. All those baskets came flying down and everything in those baskets came flying off. The drawers on the bottom under the sink. So the sink itself, that metal twisted and shifted, and so everything, the fridge came flying from under the sink. Luckily, my side chair is still there, so it just hit the side chair. My side seat is still there, and then the drawers under the sink, because I don't bungee those three drawers that are under the sink because they never open. But those, of course, came flying, and then everything in them came flying out. So, and then the drawers in the back, the drawers themselves are secured closed. The drawers didn't open, but the whole drawer unit, because just it's those three drawer plastic unit things you get, but I stacked two together to make six, so it broke. The actual plastic frame broke. Well, it came apart. It didn't break because they come apart in two places, and so all those drawers came flying because now the frame itself had come apart. It wasn't that the drawers opened up, but the frame came apart in two places and then tipped. So it was a big mess. So I couldn't even get in the van for the first 10 days to even assess any damage because I had nowhere to empty that stuff out, which is why I came back to North Carolina, because I needed the backyard we've been in. I needed to be able to put a tarp down and take everything out that was all over the place so I could even see what was broken and what was damaged. And my fridge so far has been staying on. I plugged it back in because it was unplugged that whole time, so all the food in it spoiled. Just disgusting smell. That smell was so disgusting. Like literally I was gagging cleaning it out. It was gross. And so the fridge so far has been on this whole time and it's working. It's all scraped up on the side, which that's just, cosmetic. But lots of little things are broken. My glass frog that Miss V bought for me that was sitting on the front dash broke. All my other frogs stayed, which is amazing. I'm just shouting out that industrial strength Velcro because none of those other frogs even shifted. So that industrial strength Velcro is awesome. So yeah. So to take into account that I'm vehicleless and I'm legit homeless. I've never considered myself homeless doing this. Just houseless. Now I am legit homeless. So it's like, y'all do realize I have nowhere to live, right? Like it's not like I can just go stay with friends indefinitely. That's not how that works. So anyway, Tiny 2 says, any thoughts on getting a minivan? I think that if I go back to sticks and bricks, I will probably get a minivan and make it into a small camper because I don't think I'll ever 100% give up the lifestyle. I think I would still want to part-time camp and van and travel. So yes, that is definitely a possibility. Thank you, Judy, that the Vanner family is sending me good waves for my road trek. Road trek is past due. Judy has been wanting to get me in a road trek ever since she met me. How many years has that been now? 3? She's been wishing me in a road trek ever since she met me. Susan saying, do you think they're treating you different because you live in your vehicle? I really think they are. I think they are. I feel as though they are. Now, whether or not that's true or it's just me saying that, I don't know, but I really think they are. Um, and I also think they're very clueless to the fact that I have to live in a vehicle. And now that I can't live in my vehicle, you should be paying for a hotel until I am able to get whatever money I need to get another one. That's just my 2 cents. I even asked her to get me a U-Haul van. I was like, well, can you just give me a U-Haul van? Because at least I can put all my shit in the U-Haul van and just live in that for now. Like that's how fed up I am, you know? Like just get me a freaking U-Haul van for the next month. I can't. Um hey Bonnie. Bonnie is saying you might have to sue the other driver to reclaim the value of your stuff. Fight, and like I said, don't talk and accept anything without a lawyer. Yeah, I'm gonna just get to a doctor, get an assessment, get that information, get all my information to the lawyer, get to the doctor, get an assessment while I'm here in Virginia for this week. Um, get all that stuff done, hand it over to the lawyer, and let them deal with the insurance company. I don't want to talk to the insurance company anymore because I am about 2 seconds away from cussing them out. So I don't even want to deal with it. Hey, mama's boys. Um, Mama's Boys is saying Susie Cruz. I don't know who that is. Susie Cruz had a bad accident but fixed it back. She got lots of donations from followers. Yeah, I'm not even beginning to solicit any kind of donate. You guys know how money and me don't work. I've already had people reaching out to me. I've had so many comments be flagged because I have certain words that I have the system flag when they say e-begging. And there's so many comments that you guys don't get to see because I have the system set up. If anyone ever puts the word e-begging in their comment, that comment doesn't get published. They think it's published, but it's not. It goes to a separate space where I can see it and nobody else can see it. You'd be surprised how many people are saying that I'm e-begging for this accident, through this accident, which I never asked anybody for money, but that's stupid. Anyway, Bonnie's saying schoolie up higher and more sturdy. Yeah, but the thing about a schoolie is if I get a schoolie, I'm not going to travel as much because that's a lot of gas. So I'm probably not, I'm not going to do it. Living relaxed, since you were offered a van in Arizona when you can think, you may have to accept that van. Maybe. I don't have to, but it's an option. It's definitely, there are definitely options, but I can't make any, decisions until this is completely resolved. So anyway, I'm trying to see if I missed any other questions. I think we're done. So if you were on the fence about buying a ticket for the event, could you please go and buy that by Wednesday? And Thursday morning, I will look at the numbers and see what they're looking like. If we're at where we need to be ticket sales wise, I will make that announcement. If we're not, and you've already bought your ticket, you will be getting a refund Thursday morning. So if you're on the fence, if you're one of those last minute people, there are obviously no tickets at the door, there never were, then I would ask if you have been, oh, I'd like to go to that, but she's had this accident and I'm not sure. The event is still on, provided we get those 25 tickets sold by Wednesday. So if you're on the fence about buying a ticket, go ahead and buy it because you'll be issued a refund if it's not going to happen. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support, all your love. Thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for all your suggestions. Thank you for the funny emails that I've been getting sent to keep me smiling and laughing. I appreciate it. And I will just keep you updated as best I can. This Monday is Mental Health Monday. I will also try and do a Tuesday Q&A as well. And then Thursday, I'll just let you know what's going on with the event. I'll see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, Nomad Internet for your internet needs. See you next time.